welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel. Today's Thursday afternoon roundup of Celtic news includes one definite signing made by Celtic, three others said to be very, very close to being finalised and completed, with suggestions that should be done by the end of this week, i.e. tomorrow, or possibly early next week. Ongoing speculation regarding another possible signing. Celtic said to be looking at a player currently playing in the English Premier League, Andy Irving. I've done a wee profile for him in this video, plus a bit of news regarding several players potentially leaving Celtic, although as yet nothing is confirmed. So Celtic have made one confirmed signing today, Thursday, and all the details in this video are correct, around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon on today, Thursday, the 19th of June, which is the 2-year anniversary of Brendan Rodgers coming back to the club. So the confirmed signing is a 17-year-old left-sided central defender from Morton called Isaac English. He apparently was a star of the Morton under-18 side that made a lot of progress last year in a number of Scotland-wide competitions. He was on the verge of his first team debut at the end of the season, but instead was left on the bench a couple of times, not being brought on as an actual debut. And Celtic and Morton have agreed a fee thought to be around about £50,000 to bring Isaac English to Celtic's academy. He's 17 years old and a left-sided centre-back, and it's thought that a couple of seasons playing in the UEFA under-19 competition, plus playing for the academy and the B team, to see how his career keeps on progressing. So, not the most exciting confirmed signing. However, Celtic are said to be on the verge of completing 3 signings in the very near future. First of which is Benjamin Nygren, the Swedish international, currently playing for Nordsjælland in Denmark. It's strongly thought that Celtic and Nordsjælland have agreed a fee of 1.7 million. It's thought that Nygren and his agent and Celtic have agreed personal terms, and it now appears it's simply a matter of getting Nygren in for his medical and then signing him on the dotted line. And so that should be going through by the end of this week or early next week. Seems to be a very similar position with signing Ross Doohan as a free agent from Aberdeen. He, of course, had to interrupt his holiday to make his Scotland debut against Liechtenstein. I dare say that he's completing that holiday and then will be coming into Celtic to sign his contract to be Celtic's number 3 goalkeeper. And so that should also go through by the end of this week, start of next week. And the third signing Celtic are said to be about to complete is of Callum Osmand, the young Welsh international Fulham Academy player. He scored an absolute ton of goals for Fulham's academy teams in the under-21 English Premier League. He was offered a full contract by Fulham, but it's thought that he wants to come to Scotland to further his career and get more of a chance at first-team football and high-level football. And that appears to be there's a fee has been agreed and that personal terms have been agreed with Callum Osmand. And so, again, it's just a matter of Osmand coming in, completing all the various forms, and then he will be a Celtic player again by the end of this week or the early next week. So, does look like Celtic have made 2 definite signings. Kieran Tierney, that was done and dusted a number of weeks ago. Isaac English signed for Celtic this morning. He's going to be a B team player, academy player to develop. And 3 players on the verge of coming in to sign their contracts to complete their moves from their old club to their new club. Player that Celtic are said to be looking at signing is Andy Irving. There were rumours in the winter transfer window that Celtic might be getting him on loan. That seemed to go away quite rapidly. However, it's said that Brendan Rodgers is keen to look again at signing Andy Irving to Celtic. Ordinarily, when Celtic are looking at a player like this, I would try to do a little highlights package via YouTube or the internet. However, I think it probably says an awful lot about Andy Irving. There is no actual highlights package of the good things he's done for West Ham in the last year or so. And for me, that's also a good reason why Celtic shouldn't be going anywhere near signing Andy Irving. However, I have put together a wee package for his stats. So Andy Irving, 25-year-old player, 5'10", currently plays for West Ham. He, of course, made his Scotland debut in the friendly against Liechtenstein. To be fair, I wasn't terribly impressed with his contribution as a sub in that game against Liechtenstein. Plays primarily central midfield, can play defensive midfield, attacking midfield, and his contract with West Ham runs through to the end of June 2026, so it has 12 months or so to run. And his current value is thought to be around about £3 million. He played 11 times for West Ham in the 24-25 season, 10 times as a sub with one start, no goals and no assists, which isn't terribly encouraging. And he only played 174 minutes in total for the West Ham first team in the whole of 24-25 season. His season rating for those 11 games was 6.73 out of 10, which is okay but not great. He has played for a number of clubs in the past. He has played for Hearts, Berwick Rangers and Falkirk in Scotland. He then has played for a team called Targuku München, who were a third-tier German league team, so not a terribly high-level German team. However, he did have a very successful season at Klagenfurt in the Austrian Bundesliga, and certainly that season at Klagenfurt was, by all stats, a very good season, and that encouraged West Ham to sign him. But his game time at West Ham has been very limited over his whole career for all those various different clubs. 207 games, 24 goals, and 33 assists. So one goal every 9 games, one assist every 6 to 7 games. Not great. He actually has very, very good ratings for passing, short, medium, and long passes. 88% long pass accuracy, which is good, obviously, or very good, and about a 50-50 success rate with crosses, which is pretty decent. However, he has below average defensive midfield stats, things like ball winning and blocks and clearances, and also relatively low stats for winning the ball on the ground and winning the ball in the air. I would be very, very surprised if Celtic pursue Andy Irving. I don't think we need another midfielder of that type. We already have a good number of players to cover those roles. There is the benefit of Andy Irving being Scottish and being trained by Scottish clubs early in his career, which would help with the UEFA quotas. But I can see no other reason for Celtic to sign him. Finally, some little rumours regarding players potentially leaving Celtic. Increasing interest in signing Nicholas Kuhn. Red Bull Leipzig were the first to put their hat in the ring. Now Newcastle, Aston Villa, Brentford and Wolves are all said to be inquiring with Celtic as to an asking price, and it's thought that the asking price is going to be in the region of 15 to 20 million. And I think with there being a number of clubs in the market for Nicholas Kuhn, that 20 million might well end up being the asking price. And I think we are relatively in a good position, as we do look like we're about to get Nygren in from Nordsjælland, increasing speculation that Mikael Onge Balakwisha coming from Royal Antwerp is a deal that's close to being completed as well. And we do have one or two existing players for those positions who are of high quality. And so I think losing Nicholas Kuhn in this transfer window would be an okay move for Celtic. Another player said to be on his way out is Kwon, our South Korean midfielder. He's had no actual first team games for Celtic, played a couple of friendlies and testimonials. He spent half a season on loan at St Mirren. He spent a whole season on loan at Hibs. Both at St Mirren and at Hibs, he did do quite well to start with, seemed to fade away later in Hibs' season. And it's thought that Austria Vienna in Austria are preparing a £1 million transfer deal to take Kwon away from Celtic to play in the Bundesliga in Austria instead. And one other wee interesting story is that Matt O'Reilly, who of course we sold last summer to Brighton for around £25 million, Napoli in Italy apparently have put in a €30 million bid for Matt O'Reilly. Celtic do have a clause of a 10% of any fee in the future for Matt O'Reilly once he's sold by Brighton, which would get Celtic around about £2.5 to £3 million of their share of the deal from Brighton to Napoli, assuming that that deal does go through, which of course will add a wee bit more to Celtic's financial coffers. No other transfer deals in or out being rumoured. And my personal feeling is things will really hot up at the start of July when teams start to get back into pre-season training, which of course is also when Celtic will be getting all their players back off their summer holidays. And a few of the players who've been away on loan will get a second chance possibly to re-establish themselves in the Celtic squad. Some doubts regarding whether Marco Tilio will or won't be given a chance to get back into Celtic's first team squad. Several stories are suggesting that Brendan Rodgers wants to have a very close look at Marco Tilio through the pre-season training games and pre-season friendlies, and with Jota being out for the rest of 2025, it's thought, and there being potentially a few new wide players coming into the Celtic squad, I think retaining a player such as Marco Tilio is a good option, as he would provide us with a lot of pace and attacking ability and creativity off the bench if he maintains the form he showed playing for Melbourne in the 5 months of 2025 just ended. That just about finishes things off for today. Just a wee polite suggestion: if you are new to the channel, not yet subscribed, please do click that subscribe button. Do click the like button if you like the video or like the channel, and do feel free to pop your thoughts regarding the various transfer stories into the comment section for a nice wee debate amongst like-minded Celtic fans. And so until the next video, goodbye and hail, hail.